I thought it was a game I didn't want to play, but until I came in here just to try it out, and I thought it was cool.
If you signed up as an advanced player, you're going to be right over here. Today we're having a winter series chess tournament, and it's for kids who have been participating in chess clubs throughout the libraries in Pima County.
You already set yours up?
The game of chess is absolutely amazing. I loved it. I played it as a young child growing up. I love using chess in education. It has the basic components any child would need in their educational experience, including reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Good luck.
The game also encompasses many life skills that are necessary for a child to learn. Life skills such as patience, respect.
My turn?
Learning to think before they make moves, whether it's in the game or in real life.
It's like a silent game. It's a thinking game. You always have to think before you act. I would like to change the piece to a queen.
Most important thing is just think one move at a time. Think before you move. Think before you touch the piece you're going to move, as is one of our rules that'll be here in the tournament, the touch move rule.
Check.
The object of the game is to get the king in checkmate, which is where you are attacking the king and have made it to where he cannot move to any pieces and you can't block the attack or take the piece that is doing the attacking.
I have your check.
There's a battle going on between pieces. When you get someone in checkmate, you've won the game. So it feels great.
I win. Because remember, if you lose all your pieces, you advance to other players that you haven't played before. Good job. Aaron teaches pretty good. He teaches us about the occupation of the game, what kind of skills that are good and not good. He teaches us all the pieces' names.
We have the pawns up in front.
You kill diagonally.
The bishops.
The bishop moves diagonally.
We have the queen as well, which is the most powerful piece on the board.
The rook goes straight and horizontally.
We have the knights.
It moves like an L. See, look it. If I'm right here, I could move right here.
And we have the king, which is the most important piece on the board.
My strategy is just to go out, face another opponent, and just try to keep winning the way I do in practice.
And start our games in 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. He's ready.
While they might not notice it now that they're learning patience, I think subconsciously it's doing something, by thinking before you move, by really thinking out the different strategies, and hopefully that can manifest itself throughout their life.
The great thing I like about chess is strategies. There's different strategies and different opponents that you never faced before. And it gets you nervous sometimes.
Chess is awesome. Chess is just a great game. It makes the brain grow, to put it in simple terms.
Touch move. You touch it, you have to move it. That's touch move.
It's a wonderful activity for the mind.
Oh my gosh, I only have 2 more pieces left. You're trapped.
At the end of it, when you spent the whole game competing for maybe one square or for one position or broken through another person's defense, it's great. It feels great. It feels like a win, whether it's chess, soccer, football.
You want to just give up? Yeah. Sure? All right. Good game.
I'm from San Manuel, Superior area, and everybody up there used to work in the copper mines. My dad was a diamond drill contractor, so I was able to work with him, and to be a good miner, you have to be able to work with tools. So it just was kind of second nature to me. And Tucson, I've lived here for About 34 years. My name is Ray Nossick. First and last, Ray Nossick. Some of the people in here are really good potters. I've only been doing it for about 2 years. I'm known as the guy that wants to cut off everything and make it instant. So I'm learning patience. After 65 years, I'm learning patience. I don't like myself. I can't make 2 pots the same. My sister-in-law is also in this class. She's not here today. She kind of got me going in this class too, and she makes every plate exactly alike. Perfect. She's perfect at doing that. And I couldn't do that to save my life. You know, I just put a piece of clay here and then I just start working with it. I never know what it's going to come out like until I'm over, until it's finished. And to me, that's fun. I always loved to play with clay. Since I was a little kid, I used to make dinosaurs out of clay and everything. So it's just a wonderful way to express yourself, you know. You know, you start with a lump of clay like he did a little while ago, and look at what a beautiful thing he's producing. And then, unlike me, he's very meticulous.
The clay does what it wants to do.
Yeah, we've come to that conclusion. The clay kind of tells us what it wants us to do. I'm basically in the class so that I can learn how to do bonsai pots, because I'm really into bonsai. And right now I'm just putting the finishing touches on the bottom of the pot for drainage. And then we put this lip here so that we cut feet in it, so when we turn it upside down, then it drains the water out. It's a frame for the plant. But unlike a painting, you know, it's an essential part, because without the pot, you have no support of the roots and the plant would die. So it's more than a frame, but it's a lot like a frame. Well, I retired from dentistry after 30 years, and my son got me a plant. I didn't even really know what bonsai was. So I went down a couple months later to the store that he bought it at, and I bought another one. But my son really influenced me, because I wanted to do something that he enjoyed doing, that we could do something together. And he passed away from bipolar. He just wasn't taking his meds. So this is my way of learning. One of these days when I'm with him again in heaven, I'm going to be doing bonsai with him. And 21, just turned 21, not too long before that. But Drew is like I am in a lot of respects. We always try to bug people to find out what's really on their minds. So we used to drive each other crazy, deep conversations. And when he was younger, he didn't know what he was talking about. And I said, well, you know, son, I don't mind carrying these conversations on, but why don't you do some reading first? So then he starts reading all these philosophers. But I never even heard the names of these guys before. And then he'd come and argue with me, and then I was the ignorant one. So he reversed it on me. They asked me in church if I would start taking care of some of the plants down at our church at Catalina United Methodist, and I said I would, and my son's ashes are sprinkled in the flower garden. So every Friday I go and talk to him, and I work right where he's at. It's hard to say if you really have the presence of somebody. I always am thinking about him, and that in a way is a presence, I guess. Just, you don't really talk to one another, but you feel like you're close with one another. When you're young, you don't realize the most important things are right around you. Your family's the most important part of your life, more than anything else. Everything else is just incidental. But you don't realize that when you're younger. You think making money and being successful is an important thing, and it really isn't. It's not the most important thing of your life at all. Bonsai is exact duplication of life. About the times you think you get cocky and think you know what you're doing, then something happens wrong, a plant dies, or something happens, and it brings you back to reality that you're still a student all the time, you know? You have to humble yourself to learn how to start over again. Each thing you do is starting over again.
Sichi, Hachi, Hughes, Oi Getty Oi, Hetchy,
I like it.
Remember the high block we showed you last time? High block is blocked to protect your
It
face.
helps me exercise more.
I like this class because we learn a lot of karate and say words in Japanese.
Chi! The martial arts training is good for just about anybody. But for kids, if you can start them young, they'll learn a lot of the basics. They're going to learn flexibility, number one. Gilbert, no dancing. Trees don't dance. Come on, Gilbert. Keep looking up. And the hands come down. Coordination. They're going to get some strength. Good job, good. Get your guards up. They'll learn self-confidence. And they're also going to be learning a second language. Oi, Getty, oi! Hetchy!
I like it because we learn how to talk in Japanese and count, and we bow and do lots of tricks. I used to think it was hard and scary because I always used to see people kicking and all that. I think it's cool now because what I like to do in the class, I like to count because when I count, I think and for 3 languages because I know Spanish, English, and I'm counting in Japanese.
Chi! Punch! Kick!
It's taught me a lot and it's really cool. I think karate is something that I would do for a long time.
Sometimes we punch back, so I was thinking they had a punch bag in front of me. My favorite is Saktoki. It's like you open a door and you hit them like a punch.
Now, remember that one? We start with an X at the top, we take a step, and then we block low.
I'll tell kids to join karate because it's really fun to do. I just like the exercise because it's fun to do and it gets you stretchy.
You got it now. I've always enjoyed teaching. I like to spread the knowledge that I have, and I think it's important. It's a way for me to give back to the community. Yeah. Same thing, low block going backwards, then coming forwards with a punch. Pay attention, everybody. They do have a short attention span, so you have to stay right on top of them and change things up and make it exciting for them. Everybody watch. Everybody watching up here, please. Hands come up in an X. And so it challenges me to make sure that I can keep them attentive, challenge them with enough material so that they can stay interested in learning more. Discipline is very important in the martial arts, and they're going to learn that in this class. And because this is a class that they don't necessarily have to be in, they want to be in it. And as you can see from the size of my class, that the kids do like coming. Very nice.
Get off the couch, Tucson. Get active.